Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by Smithville Fiber Internet, streaming TV, home security and automation in Southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com. Mallard Grodner Attorneys providing legal services to clients and the community. Understanding, expertise, results. Bloomington and Indianapolis. lawmg.com. IU Alumni Association connecting IU's network of alumni and sharing the Indiana spirit through scholarships, advocacy, and volunteerism. alumni.iu.edu. IU Center for Rural Engagement extending IU Bloomington resources to improve Hoosier lives in partnership with communities and organizations. rural.indiana.edu. And by WTIU members. Thank you.
Coming up on Indiana Newsdesk. Young voters showed out in force for the 2020 election, and student groups have been working hard to keep voter turnout high.
It wasn't a normal election where it was just about policy issues. It was about just sustaining democracy in general.
Ahead, how university Democrats and Republicans are pushing students to vote in this year's midterms. Utility companies are lobbying hard to end the practice of net metering, which would make having solar power more costly.
You don't get to choose who is supplying your electricity. And so if you decide to put solar on your roof, you begin to undermine that monopoly status.
And for the first time since 2019, there will be fans in the stands for this year's Little 500 bicycle races. Those stories plus the latest news headlines right now on Indiana Newsdesk. Welcome to Indiana Newsdesk. I'm Joe Wren. Well, younger Americans have historically been underrepresented at the polls. They don't vote proportionally to their percentage of the population. That changed with the 2020 election, which saw a record number of ballots cast. Mitch Legan reports on what students are doing to keep that momentum up heading into this year's midterms.
The commissioners did not stand up for the people of this county.
It's a solid turnout at tonight's meeting of the IU College Republicans. Candidates for local and statewide offices are stopping by to pitch themselves to students and give their takes on the upcoming elections.
But I'm not going to ask you guys to mask up. That's not my job to tell you guys to mask up.
House Bill 1134.
Across the street, state legislators Shelley Yoder and Matt Pierce are recapping the past session in the General Assembly.
That bill came through my committee and it was carried by Representative Fleming from down around across the river from Louisville.
The clubs are bringing in candidates to answer questions about next month's primaries. While their politics might differ, the intent's the same.
We really want students to be excited to vote and to make it a priority to go out, and I really hope we can keep up that momentum.
More people voted in 2020 than any other election in U.S. history. According to a national study from Tufts University, half of Americans aged 18 to 29 cast a ballot. At Indiana University's Bloomington campus, that number was even higher. Almost 70% of students participated in the election.
The COVID environment really forced us to be creative in the way that we reached out to voters. We did not have the capacity to go to welcoming week events, to go to in-person events and sign people up to vote.
Mark Fraley helps run IU's PACE program. PACE, the Democrats and Republicans had to go digital, hosting virtual forums or voter registration drives. Members encourage their friends to vote, either directly or through social media.
We had to be creative, and I think that creativity helped fuel our progress.
Experts who study young voters say that direct digital contact over a popular platform such as Twitter or TikTok ended up being a boost. Voting almost became an act of social solidarity as people spent most of the year apart.
Just Facebook ads and banners, and they really don't seem to be effective. But when you add the posts that show which of your friends voted and that your friends are voted, that starts to become more effective. And even more effective than that is friend-to-friend, peer-to-peer mobilization online.
Of course, Benyon says who was on the ballot likely had the biggest impact on turnout. People felt strongly about former President Trump, whether they loved him or hated him. If you ask current students, they say he was at the top of their minds.
It wasn't a normal election where it was just about policy issues. It was about just sustaining democracy in general.
The IU Republicans are now focused on the current president, Joe Biden. They're hoping rising inflation and a backlash against COVID policies can help them flip some city or county offices red.
I think locally, like I said, just being present, just letting townies, locals, professors know, hey, we're here.
The college Democrats are eyeing House District 62 and the 9th Congressional District. Both seats are open, and Democrats are optimistic about their chances.
And it gives the Democrats a little bit more chance to get in there when they're not facing an incumbent. So there's a lot of people working on that.
And then ID number would be the last four of your social.
The groups have been tabling on campus to register voters, and they say they'll continue after the primaries next month. They're combining some of those digital strategies they learned with the ability to get back to in-person events. Voter turnout is usually lower during midterms, so Benyon says we likely won't be able to draw any major conclusions, but she'll be looking to see if young voters continue the trend.
It is habit forming. And so if we can develop a civic identity where people think of themselves as voters, even if elections are not terribly competitive, they will still go to the polls because that's a part of their sense of identity, that they are voters.
Monroe County will have 28 polling locations for the primaries May 3rd, including one at the IU Memorial Union. And the county's new election center is open for early voting. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Mitch Legan.
We'll continue our election coverage next week when Mitch will chat with the two candidates for Indiana's House District 45, Bruce Borders and Jeff Ellington. Well, we're joined now by Holden Absher for the latest headlines from around the state. Hello, Holden.
Hi, Joe. Catalent Pharma Solutions announced Thursday a $350 million expansion in Bloomington. The company plans to hire 1,000 new employees over the next 5 years. The average salary for the new jobs would be $32 per hour, and that's more than $60,000 each year. Catalent acquired Cook Pharmica in 2017 for $950 million, and at the time, Cook had 750 employees, but Catalent has increased that number to 3,200.
Our goal is to recruit as local as much as possible. That's to help the community as well. But we recognize that we may have to go beyond the borders of Bloomington City proper.
Currently, 52% of Catalent's employees live in Monroe County. The Indiana Democratic Party is launching a statewide tour to promote cannabis legalization. Coinciding with the launch on 4/20, an unofficial weed holiday, Democratic Senate candidate Tom McDermott released an ad in which he smokes a joint. The tour launch event included several veteran groups, which have been among the chief voices calling for at least legalization of cannabis for medicinal use. State House Republicans have refused to hear legislation on cannabis legalization. Cook Medical has purchased 62 acres of land near its plant in Owen County to help reach its goal of building 300 homes across south central Indiana. As Benta Boutier reports, the medical device manufacturer plans to build 90 homes for its employer at the Spencer location.
The goal is to start construction in the fall and be completed by the end of 2025. Ron Walker is the president of Workforce Housing LLC, a Cook-owned company. He says the company's workers are having trouble finding affordable housing and wanted to find ways to help.
We have experience in this across the Cook companies in building and in managing real estate, and what we set out to do here was be the developer.
Walker says employees are mostly interested in owning single-family housing, which is what they plan on building in Owen County. The housing will be geared to middle-income hourly wage workers.
We're also in a tougher employment period where we're competing with others for a more limited number of workers, and workers are commuting from quite far distances often, and so that puts them and us at risk being recruited from another employer in another community.
Walker says Cook is confident the homes will be filled due to employee surveys. He says Cook is hoping to keep the homes under $200,000, though it will depend on the market. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Benta Boutier.
Graduate students demanding IU recognize their union voted to extend their labor strike for another week. The graduate students want to be able to negotiate better pay and benefits. Around 1,000 graduate student workers have been on strike for almost a week now. It comes after the university administration has refused to officially recognize the union. But the school did announce a task force would be formed to study issues like wages and student fees.
I don't see any reason why this isn't going to keep going until the IU administration decides to recognize the union.
As an undergrad, Bell says graduate students teach many 100 and 200 level classes and have been the most important people in his university experience.
They're not getting paid what we're paying the university. You know, that's going into the $500,000 salaries that they're paying IU administration that contribute nothing to my undergraduate education.
The city of Bloomington passed a resolution this week supporting the graduate students' cause. And IU is taking bids for the demolition of the Poplars building on 7th Street in Bloomington. The 1960-era building was used as a women's dormitory and hotel and conference center. Most recently, it housed administrative offices. No time has been set for the demolition, and the university plans to leave it as a green space for now. The Poplars parking garage on 6th Street will remain. Columbus leaders hope a new $40 million housing development will bring more foot traffic and grocery options downtown. Officials broke ground Thursday east of City Hall. The project will add 200 apartments, parking, and an urban grocer.
A place where you can walk to work, walk to your recreation, and walk to a grocery store. And so the addition of the grocery store as part of this project is really important to us.
Blooming Foods has been in conversation with the developer for a couple years, but has yet to be confirmed as the new tenant. Linnup says the city contributed land for the project, about $2 million in cash, and a $10 million bond. Well, that's all the time we have for headlines this week, Joe, but it looks like a pretty substantial investment for Columbus.
Absolutely. Thank you, Holden. Coming up next on Indiana Newsdesk.
Utility companies are lobbying hard at the State House to de-incentivize customers moving to solar power. And we visit a team from Bloomington South competing at the state's first robotics championship.
These stories and more right here on Indiana Newsdesk.
Public media's role now is more than ever to get the facts out, to be as transparent as possible, and to tell the truth as we know it.
There's a lot of information out there, and it's really hard to know what you can believe, which is why I think people turn to us again and again.
It's public media's role to try to help educate and enlighten.
PBS continues to be one of the most trusted institutions in the country.
We really do go out and meet the moment as it's happening.
We are there at the front lines asking tough questions and getting important and robust answers.
We're playing a major role in combating lies, fake news.
As journalists, we are trying to bring the most fair coverage that we possibly can.
It's about digging deeper and talking to the powerful and especially to the powerless.
Public media is the place where you cut through all the noise.
We move forward by staying true to our values.
And on PBS, news is human.
Welcome back to Indiana Newsdesk. Well, in February, we spoke to Joshua North, a Bloomington resident who'd spent more than a decade incarcerated, about challenges of finding housing when you have a criminal record.
I've got a few things in the mail that said, you know, here's some locations for me, but I'm not familiar with the bus system. Like it's very confusing for me. So it's just kind of difficult, right, without any type of assistance or help.
North had been staying at Robert and Trisha's house, an organization founded last spring that aims to provide low-barrier housing. And he said achieving some of his goals would take time as he adapted to life on the outside, going to work, getting a GED, learning how to use a smartphone. But North has since been reincarcerated for technical violations of his parole. We're joined now by Benta Boutier, who spoke with Josh this winter for more on the situation. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here.
Hey.
So what's the latest now on Joshua's case?
So I spoke with his fiancée this week, and she said he met with a parole board on Tuesday. They reviewed his violations and spoke with his parole officer to get a recommendation to decide what to do next. They did decide he'd remain in the Department of Corrections for another year, and after that they'll meet with him again to review.
So how common is it for someone on parole to be reincarcerated and then for technical violations instead of picking up a new charge?
It's pretty common. In Indiana in 2020, the adult recidivism rate was more than 38% for people with new convictions and violating parole. And that number has gone up from 33.78% in 2018. And of people reincarcerated, within 3 years of a release, more than 65% of these were because of a technical violation. And that can be a lot of things, from going out of county without permission from your parole officer to not seeking treatment for something agreed upon like mental health or substance abuse. According to national statistics from 2016, 45% of annual prison admissions were because of parole or probation revocation.
So now, how is his family coping with the situation that he was going to be released but now is back in jail?
Yeah, his fiancée is really upset. She said it was really hard to watch someone struggling to adapt to life outside, and really emphasized to me how systemic she feels these issues are.
We see all of this happening, and we see that these people who get out want a better life. They want a chance. And when they mess up, instead of somebody stepping in and say, hey, we see that you're struggling. What can we do to help you? Instead, we send you back.
Where's Joshua now?
He's at the Putnamville Correctional Facility. The maximum amount of time he can be kept there is until July 2024.
All right, Benta, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Indiana utilities have more influence on politics in the state than you might imagine. Net metering is a good example. It's the credits people with solar panels on their roof get for delivering extra energy back to the grid. A lot of people like it. It makes solar more affordable. But as Indiana Public Broadcasting's Rebecca Thiel reports, those credits are getting phased down this year.
Former Republican State Representative Ron Bacon lives out in a small subdivision surrounded by farmland, just a few minutes east of Evansville.
And then in the wintertime, we get twice as many, because then all the Canadian geese come. So it gets pretty wild out here, but they stay close.
Bacon got solar panels installed on this storage barn in 2015. It powers not only the family's home, but also the barn, which houses a greenhouse and their 2 classic cars.
It's still customized to the point it's what we call resto mod.
Bacon lives far enough out that his home doesn't have natural gas heat, which up until this winter was cheaper for a lot of Hoosiers than electric.
Our bill was running between $600 and $700 a month, and so I decided that was way too much for me at that time, and started looking into solar.
Now his bill is around $160 for the whole year. He also feels like he's doing something good for the environment.
I'm not an environmentalist, and as people would say, oh, you know, I said, but I'm not against doing what we can. Everyone should do as much as they can.
But Bacon says he wouldn't have done it if it weren't for the credits he gets from net metering and the federal tax credits at the time. Solar panels take most Hoosiers about 12 years to pay off. With higher net metering rates going away this year, it's likely that payback period will get even longer and discourage people from going solar. But rooftop solar is something a lot of people support. Environmentalists like it. It gives rural residents energy independence. It helps businesses meet their climate goals, and it creates jobs. It's also slowly becoming something that both Democrats and Republicans can agree on. The law to phase out higher net metering rates passed in 2017. Since then, lawmakers have proposed at least 7 bills to overturn it or change it. Half of them got bipartisan support, but none of them even got a hearing. Which begs the question, who doesn't want net metering? The answer? Indiana utilities.
Wind and solar are great. We acknowledge that, we support that, but not to the economic detriment of the majority of our customers who either can't afford it or who do not want it.
When you pay your electric bill, most of that money goes to build and maintain things like power plants and lines. But if you get solar panels and deliver more energy to the grid than you use, McGrath says those costs could get shifted onto your utility's other customers. But some critics say utilities' problem with net metering has less to do with customer fairness and more to do with profits.
They basically have guaranteed customers. In the vast majority of places, you don't get to choose who is supplying your electricity. And so if you decide to put solar on your roof, you begin to undermine that monopoly status.
By 2017, Ron Bacon says utilities were working hard to get rid of the incentive.
The last 2 or 3 weeks of the session, I think they hired every lobbyist that they could find in Indiana.
Since the start of 2017, Indiana utilities and utility groups have spent more than $3.5 million on lobbyists to represent their interests. Duke Energy spent the 8th most of any group in the state. The Indiana Energy Association ranked 11th. Over time, utilities have also donated $70,000 to the chair of the Senate Utility Committee's campaign and $50,000 to the utility chair for the House. All of this makes it harder for solar advocates to be heard. Energy policy researcher Leah Stokes says the fact that bills advocating for rooftop solar are getting more bipartisan support shows progress. But it might take hearing from more everyday people to get them passed.
The power of the people is still really important in this country. It's really important for people to write to their state representatives, state senators, and say, I want solar to be an option in Indiana. I don't want you to make it even harder for me and my neighbors to go clean and green.
We reached out to the lawmakers that chair both state utility committees. Neither could be reached for comment. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Rebecca Thiel.
Semi-autonomous, ball-throwing, bar-climbing robots are something we expect to see from a big engineering company like NASA. But Indiana high schoolers are programming and building the bots all by themselves. Callie Lichter reports on a team from Bloomington South competing at the Robotics State Championships.
Since January, the Bloomington South Quadrangles have been crafting a robot that seems to do the impossible. The robot must outshoot, outclimb, and outdrive the competition at the first Indiana Robotics State Championship in hopes of making it to nationals. For many students on the team, this will be their first state championship due to COVID, but that doesn't intimidate them.
We like to say here that these tournaments and first itself is the hardest fun you'll ever have.
Months of research, programming, and building go into the robots. Part of the design strategy is steal the best, invent the rest, or be inspired from the best. Co-lead designer for the team, Brock Teagarden, says the teams always draw inspiration from past robots. After planning and designing, the team moves on to building and programming. Robots this year had to not only shoot balls into a tall center basket, but also climb staggered monkey bars and drive semi-autonomously.
It is an incredibly complex process to make a machine like this that does everything that it does, and it comes a very long way from kickoff back in January.
The teams use 3D printers to make some of the parts. Then they solder, screw, and drill the pieces together to get the robot in tip-top shape. When it comes to coding the machines, team mentor Alex Von Hohn says the students do it all on their own.
And in some capacity, I'm technically a programming mentor, but I've never actually had to write a single line of code for the robot before. Our students have done all of that.
The fast-paced competition and hopes of national robotic glory are enticing to the high schoolers who participate. But Von Hohn says the competition gives the students more than just a trophy.
This program seems to be very effective at connecting students to things that they are interested in doing them and giving them an end to which to pursue that thing and to learn it, and resources to actually be able to learn and accomplish in that.
The Bloomington South team didn't perform well enough in the tournament to advance to nationals, but they're already planning how they can outbuild the competition next year. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Callie Lichter.
And for the first time since 2019, there will be fans in the stands for the Little 500 bicycle races at IU's Bill Armstrong Stadium. It marks a return to normalcy for what is billed as the world's greatest college weekend. Pat Bean reports.
Pablo Fierst Garcia is a Bloomington kid, but he never attended a men's Little 500 race until his freshman year at IU.
I had a friend in elementary school, middle school, high school whose sister actually rode. So I went, I think starting in 6th grade, to the women's races for a couple years.
After graduating from Bloomington North in 2018, Fierst Garcia joined the Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity and went to his first men's race, and he was hooked. He joined the team as a sophomore and trained all year for the 2020 race. Then COVID hit, and the university canceled the Little 500.
We had a senior on that team who was devastated, and it meant a lot to him and for everyone out here. So it was really sad for them.
But for Fierst Garcia and the returning riders, it was back to training. He says the team averages around 150 to 200 miles a week.
But we go on long rides in the summer and fall, enjoy the back roads around Bloomington. Come winter and springtime, we start seriously training. We get on our little 5 bikes and do some intervals. So the intensity doesn't really start until January, February.
Those long rides around Bloomington are reminiscent of scenes from the movie Breaking Away. The Oscar-winning 1979 film focuses on 4 working-class kids from Bloomington who end up riding in and winning the Little 500. It's a film Fierst Garcia says he's seen many times.
I picture in my head myself in that movie sometimes, like riding around town.
Now, Fierst Garcia is picturing what it will be like to finally race in front of a crowd. Sigma Phi Epsilon finished third last year behind Jet Black in the Cutters. Sig Ep will start this year's race from the 5th spot.
I think I'll get probably a little bit too excited at first and then settle in. Just hearing people in the stands. Last year was silent. You could hear the teams across the track, but now I feel like a coliseum, or I don't know what to expect, honestly.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Pat Bean.
Saturday's race will be broadcast live on the IU Student Foundation's Facebook page. And they should have a beautiful day to do that too, with highs in the 80s. That's the end of this program, but our work continues online as we cover the news throughout the week at WTIUnews.org. Have a great weekend.
Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by Smithville Fiber Internet, streaming TV, home security and automation in Southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com. Maller Grodner Attorneys, providing legal services to clients and the community. Understanding, expertise, results. Bloomington and Indianapolis. lawmg.com. IU Alumni Association, connecting IU's network of alumni and sharing the Indiana spirit through scholarships, advocacy, and volunteerism. alumni.iu.edu. IU Center for Rural Engagement, extending IU Bloomington resources to improve Hoosier lives in partnership with communities and organizations. rural.indiana.edu. And by WTIU members. Thank you.